Welcome to our video on understanding your pay stub or pay statement. We developed this video to help you better understand and manage your finances. But before we start the actual lesson, let's start with a little story that many of you have probably experienced. So imagine that you recently completed the first 2 weeks at your new job. Congratulations. It pays you $17 per hour. During those first 2 weeks at your new job, you worked 40 hours a week or a full 80 hours over 2 weeks. You're now anxiously awaiting your first paycheck, which if you calculated correctly, should be about $1,360. When you finally get your new paycheck, you see it's only for $1,100. What happened to that missing $260? Where did it go? And how do you check to see where that money went? Well, we're going to answer just that in this video today. Your paycheck and your total earnings will be reduced by taxes and other deductions, and you'll be able to see what was taken out of your paycheck by looking at your pay stub or pay statement. So during this video, we're going to help you understand how to access your pay stub, how to read your pay stub and pay statement, and talk about the different things that might come out of it. We'll talk about your net versus your gross earnings, taxes, other deductions, and why it's so important to read your paycheck and pay statement regularly. Hopefully, by having this understanding, you'll be in a better position to manage your money and make an accurate budget for your family. So let's start. The discussion of pay stubs and pay statements today is going to focus on if you're an employee of a company and your income is being reported. In this case, you'll likely receive a pay stub or a pay statement that documents your pay. So if you're being employed in another way, such as a consultant, a contractor, if you're paid in cash, or if you're a business owner, you're likely not going to be paid receive the same type of pay documentation. So this video might not be as applicable to you. So as an employee, there are two main ways people will receive their pay, generally through a paper check or through direct deposit to your bank account. If you're paid with a check, information about your pay, taxes, and other items removed, or what we call deductions, is provided on your pay stub that comes directly attached to your paper check. If you're paid online or electronically through direct deposit into your bank account, information about your earnings, taxes, and those deductions will be provided on a report called a pay statement. To see this, you'll likely have to go online or to an app on your phone to find this information. And we'll talk a little bit about how to see that pay statement. So each method of pay has its own advantages and disadvantages. It's important to note, however, that your company will generally decide how they want to pay their employees. So sometimes you might have a choice in picking, but oftentimes your boss or your employer is going to say, we prefer check only, or we prefer direct deposit. So it's important to learn both ways just in case. So for online payments through direct deposit, the main advantages to you are ease and safety. With direct deposit, you don't have to go to your bank to deposit your pay, as it's going to be straight in your bank account. That also means that your money will be available faster. So there's less time needed for the bank to process your payment. But with online banking, your pay statement and all that important information can become out of sight, out of mind, meaning that you have to go online to retrieve and monitor that information, which is something that some people don't do all the time. Alternatively, if you're using a paper check, you're going to be handed your check and your physical pay stub which is a piece of paper showing all the information about your earnings, taxes, and deductions. You then have to take that check and deposit it into your bank account yourself. If you're not comfortable with computers, this can make it easy for you to monitor and understand your pay. And if you like visiting your local bank, getting paid by check might be a good option for you. In both cases, it's important to check your pay stub or online pay statement regularly to confirm that your pay is correct, that the hours you're being paid for are accurate, and that you understand all the taxes and deductions that are taken from your pay. Okay, so now before we move on, let's just summarize what we just talked about. So depending on how you're paid, you're going to receive a pay stub or pay statement. And these contain the same information. They only differ on how they're delivered to you. Pay stubs are given to you if you're given a physical check and they're attached to your check, while pay statements are given to you if you're paid online via direct deposit. These are reports that are available online showing all the same information about your earnings, taxes, and deductions. You will have to go and log in to whatever online portal or app that you're given to, that your company gives you in order to see this information. Awesome. So now let's spend more time talking about how to access your online or direct deposit statement. If you're paid directly through direct deposit, you may be asking, how do I find this information? So generally, you can find this information on your company's online payroll system. Some examples are ADP, Gusto, and OnPay. These companies will let you see your pay statement on their website or on an app on your phone. So your company or your employer will decide which payroll provider they use to deliver your pay. Each of these companies are a bit different in how their websites look. But overall, the steps will be the same. First, you'll be asked to enroll. Then you'll be asked to set up your account. Next, you'll enter your personal information, followed by some employment paperwork and your bank account information for direct deposit. Then from there, you'll generally be able to access your employment information, including your pay statement. Let's go through an example of how to access your pay stub using one of these apps. So this will give you a sense of what you might experience when you're setting up the app and when you're trying to look at your pay statement. So first, when you start your new job, your company will send you an email with an invitation to enroll in the payroll service. Your manager should tell you that this email is coming, so you'll want to look out for what email you provided to them. So just like with any email you get that asks for personal information, be cautious that the email's coming from someone that you know or for the same company that your manager mentioned. After verifying the email's safe, they're going to ask you to click a link and go to the website and ask you to start entering some of your personal information to set up your account, such as your name, your address, your birthday. They might ask for your social security number, and then they're going to ask you to create an account and make a password. So make sure to pick a password that's not too easy for other people to guess, but something you'll remember. You don't want to tell anyone your password. This is private and it's something for you, just for you to know. Next, you'll need to enter some additional personal information to complete your account. Sometimes they might ask for your address, again, or your phone number. They might ask for other emails. They might ask for additional and personal information about you to complete your profile. Next, the app might ask you to complete some of your onboarding paperwork for your new job directly online or in the app. This can include different hiring forms from your employer or even tax documents that you'll need to complete before you start working. Next step, you'll need to enter the information about your bank account so your job can directly deposit your pay into that account. When sharing your bank information, you'll need to include the name of your bank routing number, and your account number. You can find this information on your bank statement, on your online bank profile, on a check, or if you need help finding it, you can go to the bank and ask a teller, or you can talk to a financial coach to help you out. Now that you've registered your account, entered your information, and completed all this paperwork, you should be able to access your pay statements from your account. Oftentimes, you'll have a dashboard or a main page, and you'll see the option to select a few different things. If you want to see your pay statement, you might see something that says pay, or earnings, or earnings statement, or pay statement. This area will show you all the earnings you've made at your job. Usually they'll show you from when you started your job or from all your earnings this year, or you can click on each pay statement and it'll show you in detail your hours, pay, taxes, and other deductions for each pay period. Like we mentioned earlier, it's important to check this pay statement regularly to ensure all the information is correct and to help you when you're making a budget for yourself and your family. If anything does not look right on your pay statement, you should speak to your supervisor for assistance. If you have any additional questions, you can always come to meet with an IRC financial coach, and they're always happy to talk to you or walk you through your pay statement. We hope that you found this discussion interesting and useful. Thank you and have a great day.